Hello everybody and welcome to another debate on That's Football. We're going to be talking who is the best Premier League manager, or specifically, is Graham Potter the best manager in the Premier League? Now look, this video may not get a lot of views because it's not glamorously talking about Ronaldo or something like that just to get loads of people watching. But I think that this is probably one of the better debates we've ever done, and I really want to see your opinions in the chat, because I am going to make the case that Graham Potter is not only massively underrated, but he's arguably the best manager in the Premier League. Because, look, do you watch Brighton? There'll be people straight away going, oh, Goldbridge has had a right nightmare. Have you heard it? Have you seen what Goldbridge is talking about? Graham Potter is the best manager in the Premier League. Oh, hey, what's he on about? What about Klopp? You know, the reality is, people will jump on this, but actually I think there's a deeper meaning here. I think Graham Potter, if you've watched Brighton this season, absolutely fantastic. Now, considering Arsenal, I think, have drawn 2 games. I think United 5, maybe Spurs 4. Brighton are currently, I think, 3 or 4 points off United, but they've drawn 11 games. If they hadn't drawn 11 games and they'd only drawn 7 and they'd won the other ones, they'd have another 8-9 points, which would put them, I think, above Arsenal. So they're just a massively fantastic side. Massively fantastic is the words. 2 words. Absolutely unbelievable. I mean, look, we did the watch along last night. More impressive, I think, they were at Stamford Bridge a few weeks ago. But Brighton had been like this for 2 or 3 years now under Potter and gradually got better. No real household names. They've got good players, you know, Lamptey, Bissouma, Morpay can score a goal. There's a few, you know, there's a lot of grafting good players, but they're not just grafters. They're well coached. Cucurella's a great signing as well. They've got some good players, but they're not household name players. Like, you know, you think about an equivalent of Brighton and you probably go to a club, I don't know, like, maybe an Aston Villa or someone like that. You know, they've got, you know what players they've got. Leon Bailey, people like that. You know, big name players. Brighton don't have big name players. They're 100% about the coaching and the system that they play. And every time I watch them, they try to play attacking football. They try to play possession football, and they play it very well. And I tell you what, I thought Morpay was crap against Chelsea the other night. And I think that if they had anybody half decent, and half decent, I'm talking Danny Ings, you know, I think they'd be a lot higher in the league. I think Graham Potter is a fantastic coach. And the reason I make the debate point of is he the best Premier League manager, because it's very easy to say, well, he's not. The obvious answer is he's not. But there is an argument there, and I think the argument is, what if Klopp and Pep and Tuchel and Conte are the best managers in the Premier League? What job would they do at Brighton? Well, ask the question, what job would Potter do at Spurs, Chelsea, Liverpool and Man City? But what job would they do at Brighton? And would they do as good a job? Because I don't think there's a much better job Potter can do at Brighton. You know, knocking on the door of a top 4 race, comfortably above mid-table, with the resources, fan base and club that he's got. I just think it is exceeding expectation. I'm stunned as well. I think there's a bigger point here. It pisses me off, actually, the arrogance of British football clubs and the British media, that if this guy was called Graham-io Potterio, you know, from managing Lecce, he'd be doing a great job. He'd be doing a great job, but he'd also be getting a great job in England. The fact that he's called Graham Potter, I think it needs to be called Harry Potter to get a decent job, because he needs some magic. If I was the chairman of Tottenham, I'd have gone for him after Nuno. If I was the chairman of Everton, I'd go for him now. If I was the chairman of Villa, he would have been up there for me with Gerrard. I just think it's a pitiful excuse that he doesn't want to leave Brighton. You make him an offer he cannot refuse. You know? Graham Potter, I'm making you an offer you cannot refuse, yeah? You know, but, you know, I think the story is that he's happy at Brighton, la. Bullshit. Brighton ain't never going to do anything big. Brighton ain't never going to have a massive wage budget or transfer budget. If he takes his style of football to an Everton, he could revolutionise them. Look, I don't think he's going to turn them into Liverpool, but look at what Klopp did to Liverpool after 30 years of not winning a title. I think, look, it's up to Potter what he decides to do, but what is appalling is the lack of aggression and notification from clubs and the press to give this guy the respect that he deserves. I think it's disgusting, and I hope that people watching this video and people not watching this video appreciate him. Give him the appreciation he deserves, because to me, he's a fantastic coach. And I go back to the point, Who would do well at Brighton as well as Brighton's done, as well as Potter's done at Brighton? Well, look, straight away, I think Tuchel's a great coach, but I don't think he'd do the job at Brighton because I don't think Tuchel would get them playing that way. There'd be a different style of football. I think you can make, and the same with Conte. So I don't think Conte and Tuchel could be as successful as Potter has been at Brighton because he wouldn't be able to, they wouldn't replicate the style of football for a start. So straight away, look, nobody's getting Brighton above 7th. Nobody's doing that. Not even Pep or Klopp. We'll come to them in a minute. But I think Tuchel and Conte could get them where they are in the league, like Potter has, but they wouldn't be playing as good football. Therefore, Potter is a better suit, isn't he? Potentially a better manager. In relation to Pep and Klopp, look, these are the two best managers in the world for me. Is Potter the best manager in the world? No, he's not. Could Pep go to Man City and get them playing like that? Yes, he could. Could Klopp do it? Yes, he could. Could he get them any higher in the league? I don't really think he could. And that, to me, endeth the debate. I think Graham Potter is not the best best manager in the Premier League. I think Klopp and Pep are. But I tell you what, I think he is in the debate, and I think he's massively underrated. And I think I want him to. I'm sure you want him to. I think he needs to. We want to see you, Graham, at a bigger club than Brighton. Respect to Brighton. I would love to see, like West Ham have done, I would love to see Brighton get into a top 4 race. But, you know, people talk about Moyes' job. Moyes is West Ham, Moyes is Everton. They're nowhere near the footballing side that Brighton are. If Brighton's Pep, then Moyes is Conte. There's a different style of football there. Doesn't mean that Moyes isn't doing a great job, he is. Also, I don't think Brighton could replicate what West Ham have done. Because people would say, well, Moyes is better than Potter. I think Potter's clearly a better footballing coach. And also, Moyes has got the better squad with the better resources. West Ham, you know, they can go and get decent players. And they do have household names in their team. Brighton don't really have that. I do think that Pep and Klopp are better than Potter, but I think what we need to see from Potter, I'm desperate for it. I'd love him to have the England job. I'd love him to have the Everton job. I'd love him to have the Spurs job. And that doesn't mean I want Conte to be sacked. But my fear with Potter is, and look, people say, well, he could just be another Eddie Howe. He's not another Eddie Howe. Eddie Howe wasn't playing this sort of football at Bournemouth. Newcastle should have gone for Potter, but that would probably be the mistake for him because there's a lot of pressure there. What I don't want to see with Potter is that at some point, Villa are getting richer, Everton have got money, Spurs have got money, Arsenal are doing better, Man United have got money. I can think Newcastle have got money now. You know, you can get to 9 clubs that have got way better resources than Brighton. So for me, Potter will also almost become irrelevant if he stays at Brighton. They'll be like that little good pet that you just pat and go, oh, he's doing a good job. He's doing a good job. Because he's not going to be able to infiltrate the top 9 when they haven't got the resources. He needs to go to a bigger club. But what needs to happen for that is a bigger club needs to wake up and see what a fantastic coach he is. He's only 46. As I said, I think it's appalling. It's absolutely appalling that nobody... And look, I wouldn't say Chelsea, Man City, Liverpool or Man United should go for him. I think that might be too big a step. But he's never going to get the Chelsea job from Brighton. He could get the Chelsea job from Everton. He needs to go to the next step. He needs to go to a bigger club than Brighton to prove that he can do it at another club as well. For 2 reasons, really. Bigger club, but also prove he can do it at another club. And I think he can, and I think he should. And I think what's actually happening is this suppression of British coaches in this game, unless you are a Gerrard or a Lampard or a Rooney. I think Graham Potter, I don't know what he did as a player, but I think he's one of the most exciting managers, English managers we've had in years. You know, he could be another Bobby Robson. He's fantastic. And he could definitely manage on the continent. I mean, Bobby Robson was fantastic. He managed at PSV, Sporting Lisbon, Barcelona. Venables managed at Barcelona as well. I think Potter is... There's so much potential there. And if you are English, we need to be championing this guy and not forcing, but making people wake up to the fact that he's not a one-hit wonder. He's not a flash in the pan. He's been doing it for years. He's playing teams off the park with worse players, and they've got multi-million-pound players and brilliant coaches. He deserves a better chance, I think. Anyway, get into the debate. Your comments below. Let me see what you say. I wouldn't say he's the best manager in the Premier League. I'd say he's certainly in the top 5, which is unbelievable for somebody who's at Brighton and with the budgets that he's got. And he needs a job that allows him to become a competitor to the top 3. In 5 years' time, he could be the best manager in the Premier League. He could be. Or he could be managing Stoke because he never got the chance he deserved. over to the clubs who just seem very ignorant to this. Smash a like on the video, make sure you subscribe, get your comments in below. We've also got another debate for you. It's on the community tab. Who's the biggest flop in the Premier League this season? Lukaku features, Jadon Sancho features, a couple of other feature. Get your vote in there because we'll be doing that video soon. Thanks for watching. Take care.